We are starting off tonight with a major controversy. This is coming in from Washington, D.C. And it's over America's top job. In an interview with USA Today, U.S. Vice President JD Vance has said that he is fully prepared to assume the presidency in the event of what he called, quote-unquote, a terrible tragedy. He claimed that his last 200 days in office gave him on-the-job training to prepare for any such situation, while further stating that U.S. President Donald Trump remains in good health and is full of energy. Now, JD Vance's remarks have created quite a stir, with several experts and reports calling his comments unnecessary, downright odd. Let's just take a pause here and ask the obvious questions that have been doing the rounds. Why did JD Vance need to say any of that in the first place? Why was it even necessary to raise the idea of succeeding Donald Trump at this moment? The vice president could have simply reassured the American public that Trump remains active and healthy and simply left it at that. Instead, he chose to delve into a hypothetical situation, opening the door to speculation and perhaps planting seeds of uncertainty. Just for context here, at 78 years and 7 months, Donald Trump is the oldest president to ever take office in the United States. And when he returned to the White House for a second time back in January. But let's just be clear here. As a general rule, no world leader's deputy, no opposition politician, no minister in another democracy takes it upon themselves to actually publicly talk about being ready to take charge, especially while the leader is alive and serving, of course. You did not hear Kamala Harris saying this about Joe Biden when he was in office, even when Biden's health had been a major topic of discussion. Even political opponents refrain from this sort of talk because it does send out the wrong signal in a way and leads to questions. Yet, JD Vance went there. He also praised Trump's tireless work ethics and insisted that the president remains energetic. But the contradiction is somewhat glaring. If Donald Trump is doing so well, why speculate about his replacement, especially when Trump's health has been the subject of constant scrutiny? Just recently, cameras caught a noticeable bruise on his right hand, reportedly during a meeting with South Korean president. And last Friday, Donald Trump appeared with heavy makeup, reportedly, over the same spot, sparking questions online. The White House press secretary then has on multiple occasions attributed the bruise to irritation from frequent handshaking and aspirin use. But this is not an isolated incident. Similar images emerged earlier in the year during a meeting with the French president, Emmanuel Macron. Add to this the visible swelling in Trump's ankles, spotted several times last year, reportedly, and last month's disclosure from the White House that he suffers from chronic venous insufficiency. It is a condition where the blood struggles to flow properly from the legs back to the heart. All of which has led to intense speculation about Donald Trump's health. But when the Vice President of the United States himself steps in with such remarks about being ready to take over, it does not exactly reassure the public. It's important to note here that in April, the medical memo of Trump's annual physical examination by the White House physician stated that the U.S. president is in excellent health and fully fit to carry out the duties of the presidency. But beyond Trump's physical health, there are persistent concerns also about his mental sharpness. Reports in outlets like The Guardian earlier this month, for example, pointed to repeated moments of incoherence, reportedly, rambling off-topic answers, reportedly. In fact, also the kind of behavior at display during campaign events, interviews, and even cabinet meetings, reportedly, all of which putting JD Vance's remarks under greater scrutiny, especially when it is coming from the man who stands first in line to replace Donald Trump. Vance's words carry weight, of course. And in politics, words are not fillers. They can be signals. And JD Vance's choice of words may have signaled far more than he intended. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.